Alright, Harmony and I had gone back up on a visit by ourselves and went up to this other shelter I'd found in the stones where the stones had been spread apart. But when we were down at the bottom of the mountain, we came across this stick structure that was clearly a skirting to keep us out of the area. And in that area I'd seen a baby Sasquatch before, and I'd gotten another good Sasquatch picture from there. But when we were walking up around this skirt, I was noticing the broken trees that were laid down. All the butts were at the same direction. They're like something had come and pushed them all over intentionally, and some were out of place. Some didn't even belong there. There were no butts to the trees. So I'd found one of my best Bigfoot's photographs in there. He was down under one of the laid over trees, and he was down in the brush and sticking his head out watching us, and you could barely see him. He blended in so well. We didn't see him when we walked by. I was looking in my camera, so of course I didn't see him, and Harmony was looking off over the other direction. But when I go back over this footage, I see that in the background there's one stalking us, and as I move, he moves. As I move, he moves. And a few times you could barely see movement when I'm sitting still. But at one point, he's right there, looking right at me. And I pan the camera right to him, and he casts an image. Now, the tree branches are hanging down right there. The ponderosa pine or whatever it is are hanging down the way. But as I move, you can see that the emanation isn't part of the tree. It is in the camera. It is right between me and the Bigfoot. And it makes me think about their ability. A lot of people claim they mind speak. Well, I've been out in the field before, and what seems like your intuition, you know, a lot of you can hear yourself thinking. Well, I can actually hear them talking inside my head, say, look over here or look over there. But I do a lot of talking with birds, and I tune in with the birds, so I try to listen to the birds, and the birds tend to warn me where to look and where to see them. But there are a few times I've actually heard a voice that wasn't my thinking tell me right here or look over here, Dave. And it's happened on more than one occasion, but I've never actually heard a voice like Patterson of Sasquatch Ontario hears. Never. And I just want to show you guys that in this video, it's an analysis of a clip from that video, and I showed it in my last video. But in this video, you can see him moving back there, and then he's right there in the open, and he casts this emanation, and this emanation is so Bigfoot. You can see its teeth, you can see its eyeballs, you can see its eyebrows, you can see his nostrils. It gives a big old gray Bigfoot right up in the camera, and right behind it is your typical conehead Bigfoot. So you guys look at this and tell me what you think. I've added some more still shots. I didn't see this before. I think it's awesome, and I had to share it again, so you guys enjoy. You guys, when I'm in that area, I'm 100% convinced that there's Bigfoot. And there's something about the way they can manipulate shadows and foliage to blend in. They are very aware of what's behind and in front of them, and they're very observant of our movement. So when we move, they move, and they can blend into a shadow. They know when to stand still. Most of the time you catch a shot of them, they're still. They're just like a deer. Deer will stand still in a field and not move, and the hunter can't even see him. So this camouflage technique, this stealth techniques that they use, when you think about it, a creature like the Bigfoot have to be hiding from everyone and everything. You come into their territory, they know you're there. And this whole video, there's more than just what I pointed out. There's several more in the video. I'm just trying to show you. It's really hard to show you stop and go on the video what's happening, but you have to go there and watch the video yourself to see it. So I put the original clip in the video. You guys check it out. Tell me what you think. I'll add these still frames I've come up with. One of the legends that I've come across is called the Nukluk in Canada. And when we were up in these hills, we discovered the words Pukluk written in the hills. So the Nukluk legends are that they're black looking human-like creatures that aren't much taller or shorter than us, that they're about our size, and they're human-like. So when I found Puckluck written up there and all those markings in the stones, I got to thinking, you know, what if these aren't like a cave people? And that's just one of my theories, that the Puckluck are like the Nuckluck, and I've come to interpret Kim Puckluck as we are the bow people, and the Nuckluck are people of the brush. So people of the bow, people of the brush. You guys tell me what you think. When I first start making the video and I'm standing down below in front of the structure, if you look close, there's a lot of brush that blocks right along here, and there's a big huge rock here, and down underneath it are openings. And as I walk up around the back side of it, I walk right up back here in some brush, and that's where I get the first picture of the Bigfoot. But up here are more rocks up behind it, so I really believe that I missed a shelter right here in plain sight. And as I move along through the video, I miss a couple right there that are up here. There's this big chunk of bark that's been cut off of this tree, and when you look right here beside it and you look down here in that brush that I'm talking about above this stone, there are bigger rocks back here, all fitted, and then the brush is there, and the brush goes clear over to here where those fallen limbs are. There's fallen trees all along here on this side, and I walk all the way back up and around, and we walk back up here, and I'm standing right up here. I'm actually standing right about here walking up when I see the Bigfoot in the brush right here, and it's one of these that are here. But as I get up here and I look back down, you can see more of all this brush and how it's covered. All these rocks are fitted in here, and well, there are several that look like they're watching, and sure, it could just be shadows, but there's a couple here as we move along that you're going to see that clearly are watching us. So I start to show this shelter along there. Now I'm going to stop there. If you pay attention, right back here, he's right back there. And as I move around, he moves around. He uses this blockage here in front to avoid me. And off to the side is another one back in here. And I think there's another one there. I think there might even be a third one there, right about in that area there. But we'll see. You keep an eye on that one there. He's gonna clearly move when I move. He's already ducked his head and moved to the left. You can see the side of his head. You can see his ear, his sideburn, his eyebrow. As soon as I moved, he quickly moved and darted to my left. He turns and faces me at that point right there. There might be another one right there, but it's quick, and I'm moving along the video quick. And I look up into the trees. I pan back over there again. Now, when I'm looking back here, I notice that there's another one right back up in there. And he's using the openings of this brush to keep an eye on me. The one that was crouching has ducked down a little bit to the left there. I look up in the trees and I look back over there. Now, right here is where I start to notice some things. That he has moved his head to here. There's another one that appears right there. Really strange, but you can see it. And this one seems to have a chunk, like that chunk off the tree, a bark. And maybe he's using it to hide or as camouflage, I'm not sure. But throughout this video, in this area, if you look yourself, you'll see movement like I did. And now we get to a spot, if you're watching, one right over there, And it appears the one back up in there has turned his head and is sitting up. It's when I pan back over to my left right here. Alright, give me a minute, I'm gonna find it. Now if you watch right here, look at the shadow of that stones in the background. The stones are chipped and manipulated to make this space that appears. And if you look right back here, you'll see his head. Now he's stepped up and he's using the shadows right there. He's right up there. And I'm going to show you a still shot. There's the top of his head. He clearly uses those shadows and this tree manipulation to cast this image of me. This is interesting. A big piece of that bark missing on that tree. Bunch of people up in here hiking today. It's a beautiful area. But aside from that tree, I wanted to bring your attention to this, you guys. Look at this awesome structure. There's two there that go up. The one on the right bows up behind the tree. Across the top sort of makes, there's one through the middle that's an actual tree, and the other one over there was, or yep, it's an actual tree. So it's quite the structure. It's interesting. It's sort of like a camouflage place. Well, the branches are woven right in there naturally. Some look like they might be manipulated. Again, these snag areas, I'm going to look real heavy duty at these areas. There's got to be a reason they're there to keep people out of there. And if I'm correct, this is where we saw that little baby thing behind the rock right back here. I had leaned right up over some of these rocks. I'm going to go back on this main trail. Yeah, nobody goes up in there. They just stay to the main trails. We go way up in there. All these snags are placed to try to keep people from going up in here. I know it. Something tells me like an opening is right here. I'm up on a big pile of rocks too that go up and around here. If I remember right, you guys. If I remember right, I'm right by where I saw that baby squat. Not looks like. Oh, it's another snake. A lot of these seem to, the broken ends seem to be placed right here. Not too far from the highway yet. You can still hear these guys racing by.